Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got an unboxing here. This is the infamous Victoria's Moon. Yes, I finally received mine. Let me preface this whole unboxing by saying they really should have chose a different shipping partner because FedEx Smart Post is not the way to go. There is nothing smart about FedEx Smart Post. I was contacted by Alvina, just like everybody else, and I made my choice. That was on July 10th. She contacted me on July 11th. I made the choice of which image I wanted, and I let her know about it, and then she asked me to recommend some other YouTubers, so I did. Sometimes I kind of wish I hadn't put them through this. Uh, so they shipped this out, and I got the tracking information from Alvina on the 17th, but I already have FedEx Delivery Manager app on my phone, so it informed me that there was already a package with a shipping label printed on the 15th. So the shipping label printed on the 15th in Los Angeles, and it then shipped out of Los Angeles on the 19th. So this company says they're in the UK. I think all it is because, honestly, I could sign up for a UK web address. Anybody can sign up for a .co.uk web address. You don't have to live or work in the UK to get a .co.uk web address. All you have to do is just register it, to be honest. So this company could be out of anywhere. The packages that I've seen, and this one here itself also looks to be that it may have come from over in either in Indonesia or China somewhere. It's got a USPS tracking on it there and there, but it also it came by FedEx Smart Post, which I don't understand how that works, and I'll explain that to you here in a minute as to why I don't understand how that works, because it really confused the hell out of me. Hi Hank. Hi buds. Hey there buddy. So it shipped out of Los Angeles on the 19th of July. Hank, stop buddy. No. Hi. And then it arrived in Littlefield, Arizona in transit on Saturday the 20th. On Sunday the 21st at 7:28 a.m. it went through Casper, Wyoming, and then on to Brandon, South Dakota, which is only about 4 hours from me. So I'm figuring, okay, it'll be here in another day or so. And then the tracking didn't update for a couple of days. Then when it did update, it came along with a message that originally, let's get this straight. Originally they said the quote-unquote scheduled delivery was on the 27th. And then I get a notification after 2 days of it being in Brandon, South Dakota. The 21st is when it arrived in Brandon. 2 days later, I get a notification from FedEx. Your scheduled delivery has been set back to August the 1st, which coincidentally is the day that I was due to be arriving in Tennessee. If it had gotten here on the 27th like it was supposed to, originally scheduled to be, I would have had this unboxing already done. Matter of fact, if it would have gotten here according to the tracking on the 21st or 22nd, like the tracking showed it was on its way here, then I'd have been good. So no, on the 23rd I get notification, your scheduled delivery date has been set back again to the 1st. Well, not again, but has been set back to the 1st. And it arrived by FedEx Smart Post in Kent, Washington. So this thing came from California, Southern California, all the way up to South Dakota. And then 2 days later, after it got to South Dakota, it's back in Washington State again on the west side of the country. So then it arrives and leaves at the same day within about 2 hours of each other from Kent, Washington. And the next day, I get a notification that it arrived in Troutdale, Oregon. And along with that notification came another notification that your delivery date has now been set back one more day to the 2nd of August. The next day it left Troutdale, Oregon and traveled to Butte, Montana, which is good. Okay, now it's coming back east again across the northern half of the country. And on the 26th, the next day, it arrived in Mandan, North Dakota, which Mandan is only about 3 hours from me, just south of Bismarck. And I'm thinking, okay, it will be here. It's going to go from Mandan across to Fargo and then come up from Fargo like it always does. So it'll probably be here the next day. Well, then the next day, I get another notification. Guess what? It's been set back now to the 3rd. The delivery time has. And it's in some city in Minnesota, Matamidi, Minnesota. And it arrived and departed there at 10:56 a.m. Or it says in transit there on the 27th. Which is the day it was originally scheduled to be delivered to me. But now it's scheduled for the 3rd. So then it sits in Matamidi, Minnesota in transit until the 29th. On the 29th, it travels approximately 20 miles to St. Paul, Minnesota. And comes along with another schedule change to the 5th of August. It then sits in St. Paul, Minnesota for 2 days. I'm sorry, no, it did not reschedule it at St. Paul. It sat in St. Paul for 2 days without updating the tracking. 2 days later, on the 31st, Wednesday the 31st, which is the day I left to go to Tennessee, I get a notification while I'm driving to Tennessee that it has arrived in Hutchins, Texas, and now will be delayed until the 5th. It leaves Hutchins, Texas on the 1st, goes to Kansas City. Okay, so it's coming back north again. And on the 2nd, it arrives back in Matamidi, Minnesota. Well, now let me backtrack here. When it arrived in Texas, I kind of got concerned and I called FedEx and they said, oh, it should have been delivered by now. It's been up in your area twice now. I'm like, yeah, it's been in my area 3 times within 4 hours of me. So it should have been to me by now. And they're like, well, we agree. We're going to do an investigation. We'll get back to you within 72 hours by email. By the way, I've never received an email back from FedEx about this. So yeah, on the 2nd, it now arrives back in Matamidi, Minnesota, with a notification that the delivery date has now changed to the 7th. And that's today. And it hasn't changed since then. It left Matamidi, Minnesota the same day and arrived back in St. Paul, 20 miles away. And the next day it left St. Paul on the 3rd and it arrived in Osseo, Minnesota. So I don't even know exactly where Osseo, Minnesota is, but it went there. So this thing's like hanging out in Minnesota. And then on the 5th, it left Osseo, Minnesota, and shipment information was sent to the U.S. Postal Service. At that point, it traveled here to Grand Forks on the 6th, and it delivered today while I was driving home from Tennessee. So it was waiting at my door when I got home. And here it is in all its glory. bent to hell. Looks like it's been on a cross-country trip several times over. And we're going to open it and find out what it looks like on the inside. Because I'm not having high hopes about this right now. And there is our beat up box. It's pretty squished. Ooh, don't want to drop that knife. Not on my toes. I don't want to step on it. Ugh. That would hurt. Okay. So there is our smushed box. Really smooshed. It looks like it's been cross country. So what I think it happens with this company is they are actually a Chinese or an Indonesian company. And they drop ship out of China. They probably are based out of China with a co.uk web address. The prices that are on their website, I've never seen them change yet. They're always on sale. So I think that's just the way it's a marketing ploy to make you think, oh, we normally sell it for this much, but we got it on sale right now. So that every time you go to the site, it looks like they're having a sale, but really, the sale price is what they're really selling it for all the time anyway. So they're trying to build value for their brand is what they're trying to do. So, all right, let's take a look here. But yeah, what they are is they're drop shipping and probably operated out of China or Indonesia. And I will say they do have fast shipping from China to the U.S. Because from the day I got the tracking number that Alvina said it shipped to the day it got to California and FedEx picked it up was only 3 days. So I really can't complain about that. And if it had come by FedEx the way it was supposed to, it would have actually arrived here in like 6 days' time from the time it shipped, which would have been stellar if FedEx hadn't bounced it all over the country. So I think they just tried to save money by going by FedEx Smart Post instead of just straight up FedEx, and it just caused a big issue. So first off, I would recommend to them, if you're going to continue shipping to the U.S., find a more reliable shipping system, or just ship the same way they do out of AliExpress. Just send it by e-packet. It's easier to track. Yeah, it takes a little longer to get here, but hell, it took it 2 weeks to get here anyway, 2.5 weeks. And when it comes by AliExpress, it's not bouncing when it's coming by e-packet, it's not bouncing all over the country to get to you. This thing bypassed me 4 times. 4 times to get here. And it ended up going to Texas and Washington State for no good reason whatsoever other than FedEx felt like bouncing it around, I guess. All right, enough of that rant. So here is my nicely squared off canvas that took the same shape as the box. I got this image here, and I will put it on the screen as it looks from the website as well. I got a Lamborghini in a city scene. If you can kind of see it there. I don't know if it'll focus. It is a 50 by 70, as it shows right here. I didn't go really big. She told us, oh, I'd recommend at least a 60 by 60. I found this. I said I'll go 50 by 70. So let's roll this thing out. All right. I didn't get the special pen, which doesn't really bother me. I didn't really want the thing anyway. I'd never use it. Same toolkit everybody else has got. Little tiny mini green boat. Piece of double-sided tape. Little square wax. Pink pen with a, it's like a 9-placer and a 1-placer. And the cheapo tweezers. Drills in a baggie. That is a plus. Drills are in baggies. They look good. I don't see a major problem with them yet. I mean, I'm just kind of giving them a quick glance, and I don't see anything wrong. But this canvas is beat to hell. This is not looking good to start off. unfortunately. There's one legend, which is a downside. I'd prefer to have two on something this size, one up here in the corner and one down in the other corner, or one down in this corner and one up in that one. Either way, and most of mine I have, they're up in this corner here. Really, and especially since they don't send an inventory sheet, it would be nice to have a couple of legends. It's really, really wrinkled, like bad, and looks like a big bubble in it right there where it's been creased up really bad. But we will give this a shot. I'm gonna give it an honest shot. I may be able to iron this out, which is quite possible. But I will peel this back. Oh, that sounds horrible. Alright, it is one big piece of adhesive. It is not split or cut down the middle. It is one big sheet of adhesive. Which that doesn't bother me because I do cut mine into I cut my cover into 10 by 10 sections anyway before I work on it as I kit it up. So that would, you know, that's kind of a moot point. The canvas, to be honest with you, is very clear. I will give them that. This tape, oh my God, this tape is strong. You can barely pull the adhesive, the cover off of it. That is some stout tape. All right. That's not... That's just like a big black blob right there. They're all the same thing. You can't tell where the bottom of the car is. Kinda, sorta can, but... Yeah, no. It doesn't have the detail. I mean, that's probably because I could have gone bigger with it, and I didn't. I didn't want to do another huge painting. I just did those two 70 by 70s, and I really didn't want to do a massive freaking painting. But yeah, there it is. It's got some major bubbles right there. Ah, you can see them right there. That's a major bubble. That's not a crease, that is a bubble. You can actually see the air underneath of it. And it's like that wide. All the way across there and there. Oh. But as you see, the canvas is very clear. I mean, I can read it. I can see it perfectly fine without any kind of... in fact, I have very dim lights on in the house right now. My new phone actually records awesome video and picks up light like you wouldn't believe. So I have very, very dim lights on, and you can see it that clearly. So, I mean, I can't complain about the printing on the canvas. My biggest complaint is this. It is just beat to hell. And that's because of the shipping. And I know, honestly, they can't control what happens to it after it leaves them and when it's en route to here. But I would say for future reference, don't use FedEx Smart Post. Just go by regular FedEx. Or go by UPS. Or, you know, I know several... I've seen mixed reviews about DHL in the US. I've had something delivered to me by DHL here, and it came quicker than anything coming from Singapore. And it came here very quickly. It was here quicker than any other thing I'd ever bought on AliExpress. And it arrived in perfect condition. It's hanging in my closet now waiting for me to work on. So, you know, I guess we all have mixed results out of some of these companies. I will work this one up. I will try to iron it out, which may be its own separate video. It's going to have to be, I think. But I will probably try to iron this one out and make it look better. At least try to flatten it some, because it's horrible. It's just ridiculous horrible. I would expect more from this company, to be honest with you, especially if they're just starting out and they want people to review their product. I would see to it that that product comes especially for reviewers. But if you're going to do it that way for reviewers, then you have to do it that way for your regular customers as well. I would guarantee that these things come in pristine condition to my reviewers, at the very, very least, because they're the ones that are going to determine whether or not you sell any more paintings to anybody else. As it stands right now, my experience so far, on the scale of 1 to 10 would recommend, I'd say we're looking about a 4. Just because, look at it. it's just creased all up here in the corners and on the sides, and got the big bubbles in here. And again, that could be shipping, but I'm not happy with it because I've seen so many other people got theirs and it was in perfect shape. So, yeah. That's what I'm looking at. So, yeah, there's my first impression. Oh, wait a minute. Let's pull the drills out. Crinkle time. This is supposed to have 30 colors. Actually, it's supposed to go around this way. It's supposed to have 30 colors. So, let's see how they look. And the bad part is you actually have to peel this back to be able to read the DMC labels, because the adhesive actually covers the DMC numbers on this side. It goes right to the edge of the symbols on the legend. So you actually have to peel it back to see the DMC numbers. So let's see if everything is here. I see they weren't in any particular order in the bag, which would have been good if they would have ordered them inside the bag. So when you open it up, they're all in the right order they're supposed to be in. That's just a little, at least do that. And at least put the symbol on the bag if you're not going to give an inventory sheet. But I think it would probably be easier to give an inventory sheet. I'll be honest with you, I have no complaint with the drills whatsoever. They all look really good. That's a lot of 310s. It's a pretty purple. 550. I like that pretty purple. It's nice. I'm not putting them in any order. Well, I was going to try to put them in order. But I really do not feel like digging through all these. I've driven since 7:45 this morning. I'm tired. I just don't feel like trying to put all these things in order. But I will, just because I can. $606. Oh, where's my 336s? There they are. And then 350s. One, two, three, four, five. We'll go with 6 across. And 355. I have my hand on it right here. 355s. Oh, it does have them in order. They the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Okay, it puts it right on the bag, and then it has the DMC code afterwards. So, like this one here is number 8, and it's 413, and it's got 9.3 grams. Okay, so they got them in order. Well, not in order, but at least they have numbers on them, not the symbols, which I would prefer the symbols. 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 'No, I guess what? I think I'm missing 22. Oh, no, I'm not. Here's number 22. Big bag of 939s. 83 grams of 939s. There's only 68 grams of 310s. And 3... and 24. Now I can put these down here. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay, all the colors are there. There's all 30. They are very bright, vivid colors. Let me put some more light to them so you can kind of see them better. They are brighter and more vivid. They do sparkle very well. I would say the drill quality is close to Evermoment drill quality. They look very good. I don't see any visible trash. Just being able to look at them right offhand. They seem to be very good. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of issues there in them. And you can see they're sparkling very well. So yeah. The drills are good. The drills are packaged good. That goes on the plus side. But again, I'm going to say, so far, my first impression with this is it's pretty close to a 4 out of 10. I will work it up. I'll iron it out. I'll do another video for that one, I guess. And we will go from there and see how it looks. So, until the next time, rock on, y'all.